Okay, so now we're going to go over how to set up and operate the Haas mill machine. I'm going to power on and let it run through its startup. Now that the machine is turned on, you'll notice that it says that the servos are turned off. What we have to do is immediately, once we turn the machine off, is do a power up restart. So this will power up, restart the machine, and actually it takes everything to the home position. And it will actually move all the accesses around at the same time. You must have the doors closed to do this. You cannot have them open. Once you've done the power up restart, at that point we can actually go retrieve our program. Now, if you have not run the machine for several days, what the machine requires you to do is a spindle warm-up process. And it is actually, you go to List Programs, under the memory, you will see a spindle warm-up program. You would select that program, go to the memory, and you would cycle the program. And what this does is it actually runs through and warms up the spindle at different speeds. This needs to be done before you run a program if you haven't ran the machine for a couple of days. Now, we're going to go and actually retrieve our program that we are going to use today. We're going to cancel, to go up to the memory tab and go tab over to the USB device and enter. Well, I don't have the USB device in, so on the side here, I'm going to open and put my USB in.
Are you unlocked to accept a new program?
Yes. On the side here, next to the USB, we have, this is a lock. Here would be lock, here to unlock to be able to enter a new program into the system. And here, locks for us to actually be able to open the doors while it's running or not running. If we have it where it's in the lock position while it is running the system or running a program, we cannot open the doors. If it's unlocked, it can be running a program and it'll open the doors and it actually turns the spindle down to 70 RPM. So it will stop the program, it pauses it, and it turns the spindle down to 70 RPM. 750 RPM. I know, but I was trying to put it back in. I'm having issues. Alright. I need to cancel to go back, enter, to go into the USB device. And now, I need to go down to our hanger wireframe program. Now, you notice that there are two programs here. There's an EMCX, that is our actual Mastercam program. That is the drawing. The NC program is our actual program with all the G codes in it for our part. So I need to go down. I am going to hit enter to select that program. F2 to copy the program, and we want to move it to the memory. And now it has been moved over. If I want to change the number of my program, we go cancel, I'm going to tab over to memory. Here's our wireframe hanger program. And let's say I want to change the number just in case. If I go and bring another program over, it doesn't write over it. I go to memory, and I to make sure I selected it. Make sure that program's selected by hitting select program. Go to memory, and now I can edit. All your programs will start off with the letter O, and then I'm going to go 0, 1, 0, 0, 9, alter. And now this alters the program in case we come in later and we don't overwrite this program. So now that we have our program selected, we can now go to the hand job. This is where we can start setting up our tools and setting up all of our offsets for the tools and set up where our part is. Now that we are going to go and put our tools in, we know based on our program which tools is going to be in tool 1, tool 2, tool 3, things like that. We have a total of 5 tools. So what he's going to first do, he wants to move the Z, which is going to hold our tools. Go to hand jog, select the Z axis, and then he's going to move it down so he can actually put the tools in. Now what you have to watch out, by selecting 100 thousandths, it does move very quickly. You have to be careful because that can actually move faster than what you're rotating and hit a part or a tool. So you push down on the black button, that will actually open the jaws. You actually want to get the tool up in there first, lined up with the notches, and then open the jaws, and it sucks it in. And your door must be shut in order to switch tools. So you hit T2 and you can hit ATC forward. Oh, you have to be in the MDI mode. So MDI mode, you select T, you enter T2, and then you can either go forward or reverse. It will take the shortest route. It always takes the shortest route. So same process. Line it up. No, the only time that the next tool will work is when we have entered the offset of the tool. We'll let it all out. In the program, we have set up what is our tool 1, tool 2, tool 3, tool 4, and tool 5. And we are actually putting them each in those slots based on what we have in the program. So now that we have our tools in, we need to go ahead and put our stock in so that way we can actually go and set up all our tools and where the stock is in the machine. We need to move the vise over so that way we can go, we'll hit hand job, we want to X, move the X axis in order to move the vise over. We're going to be placing parallels into the vise to actually keep our part up enough that as it's cutting, it'll not hit the vise while it's cutting our part, And we need to make sure we clean out the vise, brush any chips that may be in there before we place our parallels or our stop. Now we're going to make sure your parallels are clear. If you're going to drill holes, that your parallels will not be hit while drilling holes. And you want to make sure your stop is flat and you tighten the vise down snug. Once you have your vise tightened, do not leave your hammer or our tool to tighten the vise in. It may hit, may come flying off, and can do a lot of damage. Alright, now that we have our part in, we're going to use the paper method in order to set up our tool height for our tools. We know that the piece of paper is 30 thousandths thick, or 3 thousandths thick, thank you. We know that our paper is 3 thousandths thick, and so we go to set up in hand job. We want to Z, select the Z axis to move down, make sure we are on tool 1 because we have tool 1.
What do you mean by make sure we are on tool 1?
We have tool 1 in our spindle, and we need to make sure that we have tool 1 highlighted before we go and enter tool offset measure, just to make sure. As you get close, you want to go at a slower speed. You're going to move it down and you're going to wiggle the paper back and forth until it comes down and it doesn't move the paper.
So what increment clicks are you on now?
We are at 1 thousandths. Is it not moving? Okay, so now go up 1 click. Now that your paper won't move, to give you the clearance, move off of the part. So you're going to select the X axis and move over. And we know that the piece of paper is 3 thousandths, and because we moved up 1 thousandths, we're going to go down to 4. So that means 4 clicks in order to move it down to 4 thousandths. Once you have it in place, you select Tool Offset Measure, you hit it, and it now changes the geometry number. That is for your tool height. Now you can shut the doors, select Next Tool, and this will actually switch to Tool 2, which is our next tool.
So we're just setting the heights here, right?
Yeah, we're setting the heights right now. We have not gone and set where our origin is for the part.
And that's the Z-axis for height?
Yes. Z-axis is for the heights. Your X-axis is going to move to your left and right. Your Y-axis is going to move back and forth to and from you. So we're going through the same steps. As we get closer, we're going to move to 1 thousandths for moving as we get the tool close. selected, that means every click is only going to be 1,000 at a time. 1,000 at a time. And we have to go through this process for each tool. Make sure when you go to do your tool change where you tell it which tool to go to, you must select MDI. The only time we can go and use the next tool is after we have used the tool offset measuring. So now we've switched to tool 10, which has our edge finder. Thank you. Now that we've switched to tool 10, we have our edge finder, so we can actually tell it where our part is. What we've done is we have selected 750, 750, and clockwise to turn the spindle on. This turns the spindle on so we can actually use our edge finder. Because we have it unlocked, it will continue spinning, and we can actually move it with the doors open to better see what we are doing. Only if you have the key for the door unlocked on the side. Make sure you're in handle, correct? Now, what we need to watch out is right now you are still in the tool offset. We need to switch over to the work 0 offset.
Tool offset handles the height and
So
the axis.
select offset. By selecting offset, we can switch between these two.
As well as 0 out to Z while you're here to finalize the Z sense.
Once you can only move one axis at a time, so you have to make sure you select the axis you're moving. It does not matter whether you select X minus or X positive. You're just going to select one of them to be able to move that X axis. So what we're doing right now is setting up for our work offset. This tells us where our part is in regards to the program. The machine is able to associate it between the program and where it actually is.
You mean like the XY axis?
Yeah, for the X, Y, and Z axes. Our tool height took care of the Z axis. But right now, we need to set up for the X and the Y axis. So, right now we're setting up for the X axis. We need to make sure we are in the work offsets and we have the X highlighted. Now, you should know and remember from manual machining that we are using our edge finder is 200 thousandths thick. And we need to, once we've found the edge of it, we need to then move our edge finder up and over half the diameter, which for this edge finder will be 100 thousandths.
So we get the center of the spindle.
Yes, it puts it at the center of the spindle. Once we have it where we need, we select part 0 set, and it has now entered the value for the X axis. So now we begin working for the Y axis. Now, if you notice, we're doing the left side and then the top of our part. The reason why is our origin is set for our top left corner in our drawing. This is most common because the solid part of our jaw is in that back top area. Now, you can have it set up in different areas for your origin, but you need to make sure your offsets are set up based on what you have your drawing. If you set up your origin for the center of the part, you could find the sides. You need to then measure your stock, divide it in half for both the X and the Y, and then enter in the difference of the values to set it up for the center of your part.
Right, but in this case, Marshall's programmed this off the upper left corner. And So that's where he's gonna find the zero. We're gonna set 0 in our X, Y, based on the Cartesian coordinate system. So his stock is actually sitting in X positive and Y negative. Which will be something we'll want to look at when we're watching the part run.
Now you're moving it, you select 100 thousandths, and you're gonna move it 100 thousandths. Make sure your Y is highlighted and part set 0. Now, we need to remove the numbers out of the Z axis because this will affect how it's running. So, because it's a negative number, we need to enter the same number positive. Or just, you say, just put 0?
0, F1, that will zero out.
Okay. To zero out, what we will do is we will select 0 and then F1 to erase and put a 0 number for the Z value. So 0, F1, Y for yes, because this asks if we want to make sure we want to remove that number. And now our Z axis is a 0. Once you're done using the spindle, you stop the spindle, and now you can go to the tool you need. Make sure when you're doing a tool change, you do NDI, T, either T1 or whichever number slot that you are wanting to select. And then you can do ATC forward or ATC reverse. It does not matter. The machine will automatically move the shortest distance.
ATC is for automatic tool changer.
Readjusting your. All right. Okay, now that we have our machine set up, we can now go select memory, and from memory is where we're actually going to run our program. So at this point, you can cycle start. If you want, you can actually in your display switch through the different displays.
What are you getting there? Page up?
Or the different,
Oh, I see.
select position.
So each of those top middle 8 buttons is a different page. Okay.
This selects the display. So now we can cycle start and it will begin our program.